Welcome back to Let's Try Roleplay. This is episode 12 of The Great Games. I'm James, and I'm the Jedi Master. Joining me this week is Henry as Uma Nakatima, Robin as Luna Erebos, and Connor as Tokrin Reldagos. Previously on Let's Try Roleplay, the crew of the Eclipse claim victory in the skies. Having witnessed the defeat of another competitor in aerial combat, the crew of the Eclipse discover that the remaining vessel is in fact the target they have hunted to this watery world. Through masterful piloting at the hands of Luna, as well as some not-so-shabby gunnery antics from the other two, the Eclipse proves triumphant. Soon after, they learn from their handler, now known to be Nurgle, that their defeated foes were in fact the last sisters of Dathomir, a group that they were perhaps lucky not to have faced in physical combat. Our heroes take this moment to repair their ship, as well as the friendship between Woody and Uma, as the little droid offers an olive branch in the form of a fixed co-pilot seat. And now, our heroes fly off again in search of their next competitor. When we last left off, you guys had successfully defeated the last sisters of Dathomir in aerial combat, and had received your next instructions from Nurgle, the administrator. You guys are currently in your ship, heading towards another planet within the system, and at the moment in the ship, things are sort of, you've just been in a bit of combat, so there's still sort of sparks and smoke billowing out of different bits of the ship.
Normal.
Ship's in okay it's in good enough nick, but Tokrin's running around with Woody, putting out bits and bobs and just repairing bits as you guys are travelling. It's nothing vital systems. You're just sort of putting out bits and bobs, bits of wiring that sparks up as more stress is applied to it from the systems. And Luna, the ship's in pretty much good enough condition to not be affecting the way that you're flying.
Cool.
You're just aware of what's going on behind you. So I remember last time you guys checked, so you're aware, you know that using your tracker, so the red indicator, that this is the correct planet that you're heading towards.
Yeah.
And as you're coming towards it, if you're rechecking, I think you've got it, Uma.
I do, yeah.
So as you're rechecking that, you can see that is like leading. You're definitely. It doesn't seem to be varying as you approach this planet, so it seems to be locked on, and you can tell that you're getting closer and closer and closer. You also check before your blue button, which is giving you an indication of where the bad guy hunting you is, and that doesn't tell you it doesn't give you an indication of distance quite the same as the red one, because that's something you can actually interpret as, oh, it's 5 miles away. The blue one, it just gives you an idea of just who beeps, like a parking sensor. So you guys are aware that they're much closer than they were the last time you checked. So I think you had a beep, 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 but it's not like solid tone yet. So you guys are being hunted and are currently hunting.
Lovely.
You are probably about, let's say about, at the speed that you're travelling, 10 minutes away from arriving in orbit of this planet. Is there anything you wanted to get out of the way before we arrived, or do you want to carry on?
Are we having a microwave, maybe some popcorn?
You guys actually have some popcorn ready made, as you made some just before you got your next mission. So you guys are munching away on popcorn as you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'll be sitting in the co-pilot seat, and I will have very slyly tried to put my feet up on the dash and then realise it's probably a terrible idea and put them back down.
Yep.
Get your feet off my dash.
The last planet you were on.
Put them on the dash.
The last planet you were on was a jungle planet, and it was muddy.
I didn't put them on the dash.
Don't even think about putting them on the dash.
I didn't.
You were thinking about it.
As you actually,
what are you, the
as
thought
Luna
police?
notices you panic and kick around. You knock one of the buttons. You go, hello.
No.
I have
Mute.
been activated.
Mute.
I must have a very important mission.
We need you to. We were activating you because we're going on a stealth mission, And
Stealth mission.
We need
I'll
to
shut down the engines. He
No.
disappears.
No!
sorted.
Talker like shouts from the back. It's like, what? Guys, the engines went off. I'm trying to fix this shit.
I'll put him back on. Just give me a minute.
So you flick around a couple of switches. Just give me a piloting check, Luna, against 2 purple.
Why am I here? Why?
Piloting,
many purples are?
not planetary, the other one.
How many purple, sorry?
Just, like 1 purple. It's easy.
That is 3 advantages.
3 advantages. It takes you about 15 seconds to get the engines back on.
You just got no successes.
Huh?
No success with 3 advantages.
I honestly don't give a shit. You're trying to. It's like saying somebody didn't quite succeed on starting a car. Like you turn a key, it's all right. But Luna knows what she's doing. Like you mess around and manage to get it on pretty quickly. So it's not a difficult task. But you manage to wrangle the ship back into control again after it sort of starts to slightly rotate as the engines leave it a list in space.
Does he pop up again?
He doesn't, no. But you don't know whether he's still trying to turn off the engines.
Oh, God.
But anyway, you guys continue towards this planet.
Can we not disconnect him from the rest of the ship?
I think we've probably tried. Oh, honestly, I think I would have tried by this point.
At this point, Tokrin has probably spent months of his life trying to do that. Whatever
I
you
think
think.
Tolkien still has a little bit of a soft spot. I mean, he did. That was where he got his original mission and stuff. And
I think you think that he's kind of like a computer virus in that he's embedded himself into so many of the ship's systems that removing him might actually just destroy the ship. You're better off buying a new ship.
See, like, I don't mind having him there to pop up every now and then. It's the fact that he has control over the ship.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's.
Oh yeah.
It's like this old Jedi Master, which suddenly is now controlling all the mechanics. And like, why has he been? It's like this newfangled.
It was probably at some point he came up and went, "Would you like me to take control of some of the ship's primary systems? Accept or reject?" And one of you probably said, "I'm not sure if we should accept that." Accept! And then,
I was waiting for someone to say that.
but so you guys are flying towards this planet. As you are coming up, you can see that there's ever so slight reddish glow coming from the planet.
Good.
And it appears to be in the form of cracks and fissures running across its surface. As you come more into orbit, you're able to see that this appears to be some form of volcanic planet.
A great holiday destination.
Volplanet.
A volplanet.
Can Tokrin make is it a core world? I mean, obviously I don't know. I know what it is, but
You can make a check.
An outer rim it is probably, isn't it?
We are in the outer room.
You can make we're in the outer room.
Oh God.
You can please make
gives
a
me, like,
3 purple check against your choice of logic. Intellect based check, yeah.
Cool.
Can we give him a boost by some like slowing down and being like, shall we admire
I
this
think,
from afar?
so Tokrin's actually on the. Have we got guns on top of and below, like on the dorsal and ventral? So I want to be on the ventral guns. I'm trying to fix up the ventral guns, and I can see like the planet, from underneath. And I'm like,
Woody's actually nearby, giving you a hand. So you upgrade one of your green dice to a yellow dice, as he has navigation systems uploaded as well, so he can give you a hand.
Oh, that looks good. Kind of.
I'm trying to work out whether that is good or not.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh yeah. Those cancel out. That's what I've got. I've got a failure, but a triumph.
You figure out this is not Mustafar.
All right.
I'll let you have that. It's not Mustafar. It's just
Is it not Mustafar?
Look, if George Lucas can have 15 fucking desert planets, I can have 2 lava planets.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm glad it's not Mustafar. It's like, yes, the person you're being sent to kill is Vader.
This one's a tricky one.
You can try. Just blow up the planet.
Now,
you
he may
die.
look like a big black dildo, but he'll fuck you harder than once. But anyway...
Yeah, so Tolkien kind of looks at the planet. Is that... No, we're all right. We're all right, Woody. Don't worry.
You guys are approaching this thing. You start to get some heat warnings on the ships, and if angling your shields to sort of your ventral surface. That's the right one. That's the bottom one, right? That sort of like benefits you, but your ship's not it. You're just aware that it's fucking hot outside, but not so much it'll damage your systems.
Good.
You guys, so right.
Bring the sunscreen.
Before we continue, let's just quickly do some
Destiny point rolls.
I fucked it, guys. That's two bad boys.
Oh, boy.
no.
That's another bad boy. That's 4 bad boys.
4 bad boys.
And 0 good boys.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm going to give you 1 light point because that's what I rolled.
Yay!
So do you want to give me duplicates of what you rolled?
Yes.
Of the points so that I can keep track of them as well? So that's 5 in total, is it?
Can we immediately use the light side point for something dumb?
No.
No.
No. No.
Is it salty or sweet popcorn?
No. No.
Salty.
I used the light side point to make it sweet. I don't.
We've now talking definitely made
Salty is the better flavour.
Sweet is better.
You're incorrect.
Salty's the better flavour.
Salty's just not right.
Nah, toffee.
Neither are you.
It's definitely salty because your sentient microwave got a bit excited whilst making it.
Oh, no. Not again.
He
Anyway.
went ding-a-ling-a-ling. Anyway, you guys...
Oh, no, I can't. No.
Give me an idea of what you guys want to do, because in the other planets that we have come to, you guys have had an idea of how far away you wanted to land on your target. You know, I just want an idea of like what your plan is. Do you want to be flying straight to your target? Do you want to be landing far away and hiking?
Do we have any sort of parachutes?
Can we scan the planet?
Oh, I
Luna
like
has a
this.
jetpack.
I like this.
Can we do a bombing run, but the bomb is me?
Drop
me on them, I'll hit them real
I mean, I
hard.
don't mind, I don't
big
mind
boy.
the idea of the parachutes. Oh, can we just like fly over? Luna goes out, and then you attack from the ground. and we attack
I
from the-
will land the ship.
No, you won't.
I've got okay piloting.
No, you don't.
Luna would be able
I
to
do.
do a jetpack land from the ship, doing a sort of
Tumble roll.
relatively difficult, would give you to do a planetary piloting skill check, but I would allow that. Yeah.
Can we please just fly straight overhead? I mean, Talkman's got I mean, he doesn't actually in the rules of the game, but he's got a force jump, right? Is the force jump even a thing?
No, force jump's actually a thing.
Is it?
In game? Yeah.
I believe it's the equivalent of.
It's
the
it's as
enhancement.
part of enhance. I think I do actually have it, but
I want to do a force jump,
Oh,
but I might actually have it.
maybe. Do you have enhanced?
Oh, enhance. Oh, maybe I don't.
you can make a force leap action as one of the enhance upgrades.
I thought I've got a heal, harm, and
How strong is your force move?
influence and move. Not very.
Mine's
If you
very
can lift-
strong.
If you can lift a person in force move, I'll let you do a sort of check. The thing is, you guys are like talking about jumping out of a moving vehicle with leaving no pilot.
I was
Woody.
no, I
No,
was
it's Barney.
suggesting
Woody's
this.
just going to be like,
There's
where the fuck you been going?
Barney. We
No.
were just talking about how Barney has control.
Between the two of them, we can get them to do this.
No.
Or
What do you
Luna.
mean who?
Or Luna can give me her jetpack.
No.
You're gonna have to sacrifice something.
Can
Luna's got a plan.
oh my god. Can we scan the planet first to see where they are? Because if, for example, it's just a camp, there's no fucking point us going to try and fight them. We may as well just bomb them from the top. But if they're in like some sort of building, then we probably will need to land and go in.
Okay, so you guys, so you want to do a scan to do. So let's say to do
'Cause I care about
a
my ship.
relatively detailed scan because you don't know what the situation is.
Yes.
You're probably wanting to do a scan that could pick up like individual people and such.
Yes.
We're
Or even
going to
just see
say
where they are.
you're going to be within 10 miles of the
Interesting.
location to be able to do that.
Okay.
That means that your ship may well be audible or visible, depending on what technology they have, but you can definitely do this scan. Do you want to take it in that close and do a scan?
Oh yeah, we'd have to get that close to when
You can fly pretty low. Give me a
if-
stealth check.
If we were wanting to parachute in, then we'd
Well,
have to be.
Well, give me a stealth. A piloting planetary check, and we'll use this. Give me 3 purple, and we'll use that as an equivalent of trying to keep flying low to not be noticed, like under the radar style stuff.
Could Woody help?
Woody can give you a blue dice. Yeah, sure.
I think I'm. Oh, well, I'll just roll it. I think I'm alright. I'm okay. Cancel them. That goes away. 1 success.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you guys managed to fly in under the radar to about a 10-mile radius. You perform this scan, and let's say literally about 10 miles away, because you know how far you're away because of your tracker. Round about the 10-mile mark, you pick up what appears to be 2 distinct ships on the ground,
Okay.
and what appear to be 2 biosigns in between the ships. Who appear to be stood, probably a pretty detailed scan, so stood with, say, 5 meters apart.
Okay. So 2 bodies, 2 ships.
Would a grenade get them both?
Both seem to be alive. You can get living biosignals back from them.
Would a grenade get them both?
At that range, they'll be medium range to each other, and grenades are sort of engaged
fair.
people.
I was just thinking, fly over, drop a grenade.
Yeah,
Should
it's
just
like
fly-
right next on to the next one.
We could just fly over and gun them
Mm.
with 2 guns. We just have to go fast enough that they can get in their ships, and then this turns into a wacky dappy
I
space
would-
battle.
I mean, we've just done a space battle. I would love to fly the ship over and like fly low. We jump out. I'm willing to
We
take some
could-
damage
do you know what
for
we
this.
could-
I want to
You
do
know
a
what
bombing.
we could have Luna in the ship, and then me and Tokrin run in on ground. And the second we engage, you blast both their ships to destroy them.
See, this is what I'm thinking.
How
Right?
about
So,
now?
so you guys engage on the ground. Can I operate the guns when I'm also piloting, or have some form of control over them?
No, the guns have to be sat in and manned, and you don't have any independent guns as the pilot.
Can Woody operate any of the guns?
Woody can't actually get down the ladder.
If I put
I think Woody-
HK's head on
Can
the gun, can
Barney.
he operate one?
There's his sheer desire to shoot. Just
Is
let him
that
do
Desire
it.
to kill.
If you...
Can Barney do it?
Can
Right,
I put
okay.
the kettle on
Barney
it?
can't. It's a physical trigger that has to be pulled. But if Tokrin is willing to go and try a mechanical check that's going to be kind of difficult, it's also going to take probably an hour to do this. I would let you try and wire HK into one of the guns, but it will be permanent, which means that one of you will lose a gunner seat. And it will be HK responsible for that gun for the foreseeable future until you
worth
spend an
it.
hour taking this apart.
That's worth it.
That's so worth it. I want to get HK more involved.
There's also, if you fail the check, the gun is out of commission permanently until you repair it.
Oh.
Worth it.
Ooh,
Totally
yeah,
worth
it.
Right, Woody.
I help.
Wait.
Top or bottom gun?
I help. He gets a boost die.
This is not Woody, this is HK.
Yeah, I know, but Woody's gonna help me.
Cool.
So yeah, Luna. Yes, it's Luna. Can we go and get HK? I have an idea.
What are you thinking?
I think just because I think we need more people for this sort of bombing run that we're trying to sort out. I think we should let HK out and we should try and wire him into the ventral cannons so that he can take control of those, and we just get him involved a bit more.
I've been waiting for you to say this.
Right, so yeah,
I've been waiting so long.
I am ready, meat bag.
You just feel his head like bopping up towards you.
he just rolls his head rolls into the room.
I'm ready.
So, right, okay. I'm gonna get Woody. Do you want to like go and pick up the head, and we'll go down and we'll fly in slowly. Can we just make it so that it takes around maybe just over an hour for us to get there?
To do 10 miles.
Yeah, true.
You want to do 10 miles an hour?
Oh yeah, we do. We're at 10 miles. Yeah, okay.
Could just land somewhere.
The thing
Let's
is,
land.
There'll be a bit where you're going 10 miles an hour and you're only like 500 meters away. You're still just doing 10 miles an hour. Approaching them.
Wait,
And they're
so-
like, what is that?
So wait, are we?
Just driving that thing.
Right. Okay. I think.
Surprise, motherfucker! For like 5 minutes. So we're
Right.
going up. They won't see that's coming.
Right. I've got a plan. I think Uma should go in by foot.
I'll go in by foot.
And then meanwhile, I'll try and so we'll land. Uma goes in by foot. I'll try and fix HK into the guns. Then we'll take off again, and we can let Woody and the Barney do the last little bit so that so that you can jet back out and I'll force jump out, and then we just attack them in that way.
Yes.
And
right.
then
Okay.
HK fucks them up.
Uma,
I get out.
I reckon you. So you're going to try and do 10 miles in 1 hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's doable.
So it's totally doable, but I want you to give me an athletics check just because I want to get an idea of how long this. And this won't be able to be changed after he has started it because you guys won't know.
We've
how
got
far away it is.
comm links as I've established.
Yeah.
Don't
We've
we?
got
So
comms.
we'll come up.
How many purples?
But we won't know the result of how long it actually took him until he finishes that run. Although maybe near the end.
How
he'll
many
know he's
purple?
not going.
You can tell us how well he's doing.
I'm gonna get you. Yeah, this is why you're getting the guy with a prosthetic leg to run 10 miles. But no, it gives you normal stats anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's say 10 miles. So give me 3 purple.
Okay.
You're like really fit, so this is doable.
That is a success and an advantage, but I take 1 conflict.
Oh, you're using enhance for it?
Yeah.
Okay, so using the force, definitely easy. What do you want to use your advantage for?
Can I say that when I get there a bit early, so I have time to scout out like a good approach of attack.
Yeah, and you managed to find some cover.
Relay back to us.
Yeah, and I like relay back, and then I'm just like, hey guys, I'm hit. I'm like in this location on like the south.
We're gonna say.
So guys, I've got there pretty early. I've scouted around a bit, and I'm kind of on a ridge overlooking them. I can jump down pretty quickly, just so you know where I am. I'll be coming from the west side.
Cool.
So in a bit, you can tell us what he sees. Give us a little bit.
I'll give you that. So he'll have arrived about, let's say, somewhere like 5 to 8 minutes earlier than you guys. So as you guys are that far away, you guys will receive the information back from him, know what to do.
Lovely.
But you guys will be en route by the time you get he relays that information to you.
Cool.
The so do you want to get that roll ready for thing? We'll say that the way that the conflict sort of works for that is that you're like about halfway there by the time you start to get like really, really tired, and you sort of take a break, like put your hands on your knees, and you're really out of breath, and you just drop to your knees, and you just have this moment where you just feel this real anger inside you. Punch the ground, and a bunch of cracks spread out from where you are, and you can see little bits of lava start to like spool up out of it, and then you get back up like with renewed energy and just keep running faster than you were before.
Cool.
So I'm imagining it like in The Rise of Skywalker, where there's trees and stuff around as well. Is there trees or is it...
No, it seems to be like a completely barren landscape.
I always imagine trees.
There are like sort of obvious mountains and spewing of lava and lava rivers, and there's small lava streams that as you're running, you're jumping over. But it's relatively easy for you to be. There's no massive things to cross.
Pre-angry moment, I want to be like kind of running in between boulders, but then afterwards, I want to be like, I want to jump up onto it and be jumping from boulder to boulder, like on my way there.
Yeah.
Cool. So then for our approach,
yes.
So we'll fly up. Once we get HK wired in, as we're coming up, should you man the other gun and try to take out the 2 ships? Once the ships are done, you jump out.
Problem is that we're wiring HK into the ventral cannon. I'll be in the only other cannons on the top, and I won't be able to shoot them from there. Because we're
Luna is a good pilot, and she knows this maneuver called a barrel roll. And she can do that barrel roll.
I was just going to get
between turns.
I was just going to do HK. HK shoots, and then we both jump out.
Okay.
But I would, yeah, you can do that sort of thing, yeah.
But I want to make sure that we take out, because then are we giving WD-40 and Barney control just to pilot the ship straight away, like get it out once we take out the ships?
Yeah. And then we can also keep in contact with them and see if they want to do like a second round, come back round and shoot again.
Not nearly as good a pilot as Luna, so he can pilot the ship to the degree of keeping it relatively still and landing, taking off, things like that, simple maneuvers. But he's not good enough to do evasive maneuvers or really line up good shots for HK to take, that sort of stuff. So he's not. Yeah, he can totally pilot the ship by himself. I think we'll sort of call it that the ship's combat abilities will be nerfed by the fact that Woody's on it.
Yeah, I think pretty much the worry is that I jump out and pilot it before we've actually gotten the ships out, and worst case is that one of them gets to the ships and starts taking out our ship. So I would be inclined to stay. So you would jump out while you're there. So just literally you jump out, and then I sort of doss around a wee bit with HK shooting, me flying to take out the ships. Once that's done, then I come down straight after. No,
I think that's a good plan.
Cool.
Happy
chappies.
I like this idea that you're having this conversation whilst you're like, pass me a spanner. Nice.
Right. What roll am I to make to lodge HK into this system?
So mechanics check. I'm going to ask you to make it against. 1 second, I'm just going to get mine.
Can you also get bonus, like he has my sweet approval to do this, because this has been my lifetime dream.
No, he can get, I'm going to get him change one of them to a yellow dice because Woody's assisting you. I'm going to leave it at just Woody's assistance for this.
But you do have my sweet approval to do this.
I'm going to say... Ooh.
I hope this works so much. I really hope this works. It's be so cool.
Especially because we'll break the gun if it doesn't.
This is reasonable. Daunting has examples such as picking an exceptionally sophisticated lot, performing surgery or grafting implants, finding food and shelter in a barren planet desert, and shooting at a target at extreme range. I think daunting is fair.
Implanting. We are doing surgery.
I will
so
do
that's for daunting's 4, isn't it?
Whoa! Oh my god, I can't look, but I can.
It's alright. The odds are still in our favour.
That's pretty good.
No,
pretty bad.
No, it's bad.
Oh, no, it's
not,
no!
Oh dear.
Oh no!
That is 2 failures and 2 advantages.
2 failures and 2 advantages. Right.
Can the advantage be that we don't permanently break it?
So one of the advantages is the gun is broken, right?
Cool.
But we instead lodge
Fortunately-
HK into the engine. He has control of the engine.
HK is not sufficiently plugged in. One of the advantages he's going to class for the fact that HK is not broken. He's as good as he was before,
Oh my god.
which is just the head. But also, only one component was broken on the gun. It's relatively easy to replace, and it's not. It's maybe say you shorted it and a bunch of the relays fried. You haven't got any replacement relays on board at the moment, but you could easily replace them fairly easily. The ship's ventral cannon is now out of order. The other advantage is it only takes you 40 minutes before you realise you fucked it.
Right, okay.
So you guys are like, you've not used up your entire hour trying to fuck it.
Yeah. Lena?
Trying to fuck it.
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't work and I don't really have time to actually properly fix it. New plan?
Is HK okay?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
he's fine. The gun's less fine, but...
Right.
Never ask a meatbag to do the work
Right.
of a droid.
I turn HK off.
Right. Well,
You bastard.
No, he goes, the work of a drone. And then, right, do we both jump out? The gun's out of order. Do we just get him to fly over and we both jump out? There's literally no point in using the guns anymore unless we do some sort of weird barrel roll.
Are you going to plug him into the top?
And we're going to plug Woody into the...
the only thing I'm thinking about is
There's literally no one to man the dorsal cannon if we do that anyway.
can our scanner detect life forms inside a ship?
You should have been able to.
We should have been able to. Okay, my concern was
one of the reasons you'd have had to get so close as well here is that all the volcanic action is sort of fucking up your scans a little bit. But within 10 miles, you guys should have been able to get a clear scan.
cool. That's okay. My worry was that we just could sense the guys who are like standing guard
So
outside.
yeah,
There was more
you're
inside.
pretty happy that you've got 2 people to deal with.
Cool.
I think we both need to jump. There's nobody that can use the guns, so there's no point in...
Should we land the ship then and just go on foot?
That's no fun!
I've just got this image that I really want to happen of you both jumping out, slam into the side of one of the ships, and it's just me like, well, I'm going to have to take them out by myself. Yeah. You're both just like splattered on the wall.
Just to clarify, from how high is Tokrin hoping to jump?
100 meters.
No, like 10?
10.
Like
But going
10,
really
15?
quick.
But also going pretty...
Pretty quick.
Well,
What
yeah, but
are
I
you
said,
using
like,
to
he
survive this?
What you do is you
A
jump
really
out.
good roll.
Right, hold on.
A dist. A fucking... Oh, we've only got one.
Right.
But yeah,
No,
one
Jen,
of those.
Right.
that's worth it.
I would let
That's
you use
so
a
worth
destiny point to stick the land.
Right, for you jumping out, I could slow it down so you jump and then you go in, and I could try and speed the ship away, get WD-40 to take it over, then I can jump it out when it's fast as it's flying away.
She slows down and lets the old guy out. Comes down and Zimmer frames his way.
It's genuinely a good idea. Actually.
It's like the geriatric, like
Is he okay, Woody? Just push him out, it'll be fine.
But like, so we slow down so that you can get out. So obviously we're still moving, and then battle begins. You two start flying. I speed the ship away, let the guys take over. Then I can jump out when it's going fast because I've got a jetpack.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, take your time, old man. It's fine.
So at this point, you guys have a little bit longer so use a little bit more of your time having this conversation as to what you guys what your plan's going to be. About 8 minutes before you were expecting him to get before the hour's up, you receive information from Uma. Uma, what you're able to see from your perch, you're probably about, let's say, you're on a ledge, maybe sort of at long range. We're going to use ranges rather than meters, but you're at long range to the 2 people appearing to have what you can see a standoff happening, some sort of Mexican standoff. You can hear not really the specific words that are being said.
Genosian standoff.
Genosian standoff. Jesus. Is that because they live in like orange-coloured desert?
Yeah.
Right.
It was like desert. It was the first desert planet that kind of reminded me of like, because I was going to go Tatooine, but it doesn't, because Tatooinian standoff doesn't work. So I was like, Genosian's the closest deserty, hot place I can think of.
Okay.
So
you guys turn up. So Uma, it's quite fortunate that you are able to see who it is. because in the middle, or between two ships, you are able to make out Maximus and Minimus.
Oh.
New plan. We want to hear this.
I sneak closer because I have to hear what's happening.
So at long range, you're able to make out the fact that they're kind of like having a conversation with each other.
While I'm going up, I whisper into my combi like, "Hey guys, it's Maximus and Minimus, the two that I told you about." Sorry, I'll do it in my accent. It's the two guys I told you about. I'm going to sneak closer, and I'm going to leave my combi on speakerphone so you can hear them. Just don't talk, because they'll hear you.
What?
Barry's shut up. You guys will remember that Maximus and Minimus are the guys who Maximus, all of his family basically got killed by Minimus, and he wants to kill Minimus. And Minimus doesn't really know why Maximus is angry.
Is this
the through it? We just like chuck the comm link in near, and we just was like, husband to a murdered wife.
He's already done that, hasn't he?
It's probably all he ever says. As you crawl up, you can just hear about, "I will have my vengeance in this life or the next."
Can I tell which one of them it is that we have to kill? I point the tracker at both of them and I see which one it is.
At long range, it's difficult to tell, but can you give me a stealth check to try it? So you were kind of up on a very small ledge behind some rocks, and now you're crawling down. You can move from sort of boulder to boulder as you were before, but give me a stealth check of 2.
Okay.
Did you make a deal with one of them?
I made a deal with both of them, I think.
To kill the other.
Whichever one dies first, I get money either way. So. But that's a total of 1 failure.
A total of 1 failure?
Yeah.
Right. As you sort of crawl up, you like... you kind of like do a combat roll and then put your back to a boulder, and you feel this horrible feeling as the boulder starts to roll away from you down a small hill, and it hits into another boulder, explodes into some red lava sparks, and you're just sort of stood on top of this small ledge, and you turn around to see Maximus and Minimus both stood looking at you, and almost at the same time, both of them look at you and go, "It's good to see you." And then they both look at each other like what?
I shout at them, "I'm here to help."
Who?
Now you see. That is, I want to try and filibuster them.
I've forgotten their accents, but I'm pretty sure it was rough New Zealandy, Australian or
It
something.
must be like a marriage council. Be like, right, okay, I feel a lot of tension.
I try and basically filibuster them. It's like, you see, I have been working both sides, but for one of your advantages, and I just want to bullshit my way into waiting until Tokran and Luna get here.
Okay, give me yourself some sort of negotiation check.
Can it be charm?
Charm check.
Oh, I'd love them.
How difficult is it?
It's going to be 3.
Okay.
Can I suggest the ultimate story arc from Maximus and Minimus, that they've been arguing this whole time, but now they're going to come together
and be in
over killing us. So they
oversee his family's killer for a competition.
It's a total of 2 advantages.
A total of 2 advantages.
The rolls have not been good so far.
The roll's been quite tight.
With this roll, you kind of manage. So the guys at this point are like a couple of minutes out. No, okay. For two advantages, what we're going to say is you fill the time until the other guys arrive, but neither of them believe what you're trying to say. So you fill the time, but both of them are. You can see that both of them are brandishing weapons. Maximus appears to have sort of an assault rifle style blaster, and Minimus is holding 2 blasters.
Cool.
They both appear to have them trained on you currently, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Although you can see that they're both flicking their eyes at each other constantly.
I would like...
And also, just to make it fit with the movie, they're both wearing kind of like, full battle armor. And Maximus's is black with 2 silver horses on it. And Minimus's is white with golden trims.
I would like
silver tauntauns.
As I get to kind of...
2 silver is definitely 2 silver tauntauns.
The entire time I've been walking forward, my hands out to the side, showing that I've got nothing on my hands.
Yeah.
I would like to, as I get maybe within sort of within medium range of them.
Yeah, you made it to about medium.
Within medium range of them, I would like to quickly wait. I'm gonna flip a coin to decide which one I'm going with, and hope that that's the one we're sent to kill.
Right.
Yep. I quickly glance at Minimus and go, "Quick, get him!" And then use force move to try and push Maximus's basically as Maximus pulls the trigger, try and send it wild by just moving his hand.
I want to help. I'm going to get you to do a highs or lows roll for this because technically what you're doing now is starting initiative.
Yeah.
And they're expecting you to attack, so you shouldn't get a attack of opportunity or a surprise round. But because of the situation, I'm going to let you have a go at having this surprise attack. So highs or lows?
Lows.
Are you sure you don't want us to barrel roll in?
Initiative begins.
Can I flip a destiny point so I get to go first?
Yes.
Is that okay? Because I don't want to get shot to shit.
I mean, yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my
Flipping a destiny point so I get to go first?
Right,
the destiny point was for me acing my landing.
Oh, that is true.
But no, it's done now. It's done now.
You guys
Geriatric.
What's going to happen is you're going to look down and be like, "Oh, he's already started fighting. I need to jump out super quick and not wait for them to slow down."
It's me on the wheelchair that just rolls off the edge. Just rolls off the landing.
with some of the bed sheets attached to the top of his parachute down. You guys, right. We're going to start because the other guys haven't arrived yet, so they'll roll their initiative checks when we get to it.
Okay.
You guys are going to do your initiative checks now. Well, okay, so you don't have to roll your thing because you're going to go to the top of the initiative anyway. Just remember also that you guys can swap your initiative orders.
I don't think I sent this. This was...
I shouted that I'm on Minimus's side, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I think is he's the bad guy, but oh well. I can't tell the difference.
Why have you made that decision?
I flipped a coin, and it landed. Oh, I flipped a destiny tracker, and it landed on the dark side. And Minimus is the bad boy, so I went with him.
I was thinking we were going to make this whole fucking plan to bomb them, and then it'd be fucking Banner and Kip.
Right. So, I'm just going to remind you also that at no point did you check your tracker, so you don't know which one of them you're supposed to be killing.
I don't know which one I'm supposed to be killing.
You have no
That's
idea.
why I
You've
flipped a dice.
You have sided with Minimus.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll kill both of them.
I'm just thinking we're going to kill both, really.
The initiative's going to go... Okay, so you're first. I'll let you know what happens as it occurs.
Cool.
So you may go first.
I'm at medium range.
You're at medium range.
I would like to maneuver to be next to Maximus.
Yep.
So I take a strain. And then I would like to hit Maximus with my sword.
You want to hit Maximus with your sword?
Oh my god, can you please be like, you've not said but whose side you're on. You go up and you're going up towards Minimus and then you're just like, ah! And attack Maximus.
Unfortunately, I did shout, "Minimus, get him."
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah. And then I'm going to hit him with my sword.
Yep. And so it's a 2 purple because you're engaged.
Cool.
I've never seen so many successes.
That's 2 successes and 2 advantages, which is a crit.
Woof.
Ah, hell good.
I've
Right.
definitely actually seen
So
more
you
than
make
that.
a critical hit against Maximus. I need you to... Can you get... I've given some dice to Connor somewhere.
So there.
Just
I
give
need the
yourself,
D100.
D100 dice.
It will be plus 3. 30, sorry.
Yep, plus 30. Just give it to me, whatever it is.
Is it number of successes you can do to get a crit or number of advantages?
It's number of advantages.
Or a triumph.
Yeah. That is 110.
Ooh.
You do something called horrific injury.
Yeah.
Roll 1d10 to determine which of the target's characteristics is affected. 1 to 3 for brawn, 4 to 6 for agility, 7 for intellect, 8 for cunning, and 9 for presence.
I got a 5.
10 for willpower. You got a 5, so you'll be affecting agility.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good
Until
one
the
for a
critical
battle.
injury is healed, that trait characteristic is 1 point lower,
Okay.
I also do 10 damage,
which I will make a note of.
which ignores 4 soak.
So you run up and give a jump as you bring this sword down on Maximus.
Mm-hmm.
You catch him right between
The balls.
The testicles.
the testicles.
Between the tauntauns.
Right between 2 plates of his arm and
Yeah.
cut straight into him. You can feel the ever so slight piece of resistance of his of the last little bit of his armor, but you know that you've bypassed a lot of it.
Yeah.
And you do what appears to be a lot of damage to his left leg. You can tell that he is now off balance and badly injured.
Yeah.
Can you just remind me of how much fucking damage that was again?
It's 10 damage with ignoring Force Soak.
Ignoring Force Soak. Okay.
And you add your number of successes to the amount of damage you do.
Yeah. So
This game.
that brings it to Maximus's turn.
Where I've drawn, because you know my sword,
Yes.
I've drawn the stats for it into my sheet rather than using the pre-made thing. So where I've got the critical for the signs,
Yes.
for like the advantage signs, the way I've drawn them, they look like boobs. Because there's 2 of them, and they're a small sort of semicircle with a dot in the middle. It looks like 2 boobs.
Fair
That
enough.
is grim.
Sorry, I thought you said hoops. You filthy animal. Jesus.
I didn't do it on purpose, but look at it. They look like boobs.
Oh, Jesus. I was looking like eyes. You should do like a smile.
They do look a bit like, oh yeah. Or I could do a
Get-
belly button. Here we go.
Oh.
Right.
No, it's an eye and there's a
We
nose.
are a family-friendly
That's a lie.
podcast.
And like Star Wars, we would never use boobs for viewership. Episode 6. Anyway,
Don't you mean episode 7?
6. That's literally
No,
when, like,
episode 8, sorry.
the Leia thing happened.
Episode 8's got the best boobs.
What?
No, Swallow.
The milk titties.
Oh!
Oh.
Ah! Hadn't thought about them in about
Wow.
5 months.
Think about them every day.
Oh!
Jesus Christ. Welcome to the Middle Bit. Just me, James, this week. Recently, in the past couple of weeks, we have heard middle bits from both Simone Green over at Art and Insanity and Norman Lambert, our thick daddy. They have both kindly offered to do middle bits for us when we've been a bit more strapped for time putting these together. And it's more, really than anything, been really, really fun to hear them do some middle bits. Both of them have said that they were really fun to do. And that is actually what we ride off each week. It is really fun to do this. It's why we make the podcast, just for fun, because we love it. And yeah, no, it's really nice that they got some enjoyment out of it. And they both did really, really excellent jobs. And we'll definitely be having them back to do more in the future. Probably not even just when we're strapped, but just because they were really, really good. And it was really nice to hear their voices for the first time. Also, if you are a fan of the podcast, please get in touch with us on social media, whether it be through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email us at letstryroleplay@gmail.com. Get in touch, let us know what you think, because we really, really love speaking to these guys and other people that have got in contact with us before. And it makes it all even more worth it to do this podcast, even though we do just love doing it for the fun. But yeah, hearing from you guys really is quite special. And you never know, maybe one day you could do a mid-bit for us as well. And if you are like an inspiring artist, or you're doing your own podcast, or you're doing anything that you'd love to have somebody shout out, please message us, because we'd be more than happy to check out your stuff and give you a shout out, because that's, lots of people have actually done that for us in the past, and it really does mean a lot, and we would love to do it for other people as well. So yeah, if you have something you want shouted out, please let us know. Other things that have happened recently. The PlayStation 5 has just been announced, and it looks really, really cool. I think it's really interesting that they've gone for a digital version only, as well as the disc drive, which I think is supporting a 4K Blu-ray player. That looks really, really cool. I'm a big gamer on PC, as if you've seen me doing any Twitch streams. That was a more recent development for me. I think I'd played a lot of PC in the past, but after building my own gaming PC, that became very, very big. But I do still have a PlayStation 4 and really love playing on console, particularly PlayStation's their exclusive games are really I love. I've always loved the Uncharted series and that sort of stuff, as well as the Spider-Man games that came out recently. They also announced a new Spider-Man game with Miles Morales, which looks amazingly good, and I think it's really clever that they set up his character in the first game and now are like doing the sequel by going on to his character. Or at least I think that's how it's working. But I think that's really, really cool and clever, and I'm a massive fan of the Into the Spider-Verse movie. That was really my first proper exposure to Miles Morales. I'd seen her around, but I don't read Marvel comics that much. I read a lot of DC comics. And so I think, in the group of not really knowing much about Miles Morales before watching that movie, and I think it was like the perfect introduction to his character, because I came away like immediately loving him. And apparently, I'm not so sure about this, but apparently he didn't get off to like the best start in the comics with like reception from fans. But yeah, no, I hear that was like completely corrected by this movie. That it just sort of, apparently I don't know whether it was his character that was just a bit too sad or something in the comics, but it was really, I really honestly don't know. But I think that he was just such a brilliant character, along with all the other characters in Into the Spider-Verse. Was just, oh god, that movie's so good. I'm gonna watch that movie again. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, no, that was a fantastic movie, and I'm really, really chuffed that they're gonna be doing them in the game. And yeah, that's gonna be a good game. So yeah, PlayStation 5 came out. That's gonna be really, really cool. I think it's got a very cool design. I'm not sure how quickly that design will age. I'm really looking forward to seeing it in all black. I think that will actually make it look even more sleek. I'd be really, really interested in getting that. Anyway, moving on. Instead of our charity shout-out this week, I don't think we could really do a mid-bit without mentioning the Black Lives Matter movement that is in the forefront of a lot of people's minds at the moment. I think, obviously, if you've been looking at our social media, you will see that we are obviously in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. We think it's an incredibly important movement and an incredibly vital time for it at the moment. Obviously sparked by the death of George Floyd in America. But it has obviously come to light. A lot of people now have been speaking about it, and it's, I think, one of the biggest things for me, at least, is just realizing quite how much not only has this happened to George Floyd over in America, but obviously it's happening all over the world. The UK is by far not exempt from this. There is still racism everywhere. And it's an appalling thing. I mean, I obviously, in this podcast, the four of us, we're all white. None of us have ever had to experience prejudice. We're very, very lucky and very, very thankful of that. But that means that we don't. I think I saw a placard at one of the protests that sort of put it very well for me. That was, I understand that I will never understand, but I stand. And I think what that really means is that I know that as a white person, I have this white privilege. I have never been badly affected by the colour of my skin. I've never been treated differently because of the colour of my skin. And I think the whole point of the Black Lives Matter movement is to push for a world where everybody experiences that, where everyone in the future is born and nobody experiences any prejudice because of the colour of their skin. I don't think anyone could argue with wanting that world to exist. I understand that there's many, many different arguments going on at the moment where people have problems with the specific ways people are saying things or the specific way that people are, coming forward with their views and all this sort of thing. But I think that, for me at least, the heart of all of this is just fighting for that world. And I think the Black Lives Matter movement is making great strides at the moment, especially in doing that. I feel that one of the most important thing that everybody can do is just to go away and try and educate ourselves on this topic, especially people like myself who have lived a very sheltered life without having to worry about these problems. I think it's important that we educate ourselves so we can pass this on to future generations and our children, so that the mistakes of the past aren't continued. And we also need to push so that the mistakes of today aren't persisted. I obviously think of myself as not being racist. more accurately, I hope that I am not racist. I understand that there will be times when I unconsciously make prejudices, and I want to educate myself to be able to see those times and stop that, because that's not the sort of person I want to be. And I think that's important. Is educating ourselves. I have always thought of myself as not being racist, but this movement has forced me to educate myself further and look into things, and I already feel through the small time that this has been going on that I have already I've already improved and learnt more, and I think that's something that everyone should be able to do. It's a difficult time, it's very challenging, and I think it's something that it's easy to shy away from and not want to have to think about. But I think it is important that we do think about this. It's been said a lot by lots of different people that racism should not be a debate, and it shouldn't be a debate. There shouldn't be racism in the world. There shouldn't be prejudice in the world, whether it be on the color of your skin, whether you're a man, a woman, transgender, or you're non-binary. None of this should affect the way that you're treated in the world. Everybody should have equality, and that's the future that everybody, I think, is fighting for at the moment. I think if you want to help support the movement, obviously the Black Lives Matter has a website. There are ways to donate. There are ways to educate yourselves. We have been hesitant on the podcast to promote a lot of the books that being promoted at the moment. That's not at all because we don't feel about their sentiment. As I mostly am the one that is responsible for our social media, I am hesitant about promoting anything I have not read myself. I feel that would be partially hypocritical, but also, I want to promote things that I believe in, and without having read them, I can't possibly be able to say that I believe in them. They may well be marvelous books, and if you have seen these, please go away, read them, educate yourself. I can only speak to things that I have actually read myself. There are fantastic articles being spread around at the moment. We have shared some of this stuff. There are people that have done video things. We shared the post of one of the gentlemen from Hamilton who had shared his video and his opinion on the current things. I felt that was very, very well put, and I think that sort of, I gained a little bit more understanding from that. I've seen a lot of people in social media, especially through private friends and all this sort of stuff, saying, if you don't agree with me, if you're racist and all this sort of stuff, then unfriend me and all that sort of stuff. I think, the thing I would say to that is just, I would say refrain from forcing these people to unfriend you, because if you're posting about Black Lives Matter and you're posting anti-racism, then you might just be that little thing that sticks in their head, that makes them think I'm going to actually learn more about this or actually change their opinion. It might take a while for that to happen, but you could be that little seed that changes them. I mean, an oak tree grows from a single seed. So if you can be the person that changes their opinion, even if it takes a while, then don't I wouldn't say force them to close themselves off to you by saying that you want them to defriend you and other people who are, fighting for this justice. Then you're effectively closing them off from that. I would say that it's really, really important to just keep them exposed to this, because that's the only way that we're actually going to have lasting change in the world, is that if we can get as many, if not everyone, on the same page, moving forward towards a world where racism and prejudice doesn't exist. I realise that this was all very it's all very different from the theme of our podcast. We're very, very much a comedy podcast. We're very relaxed normally. We try not to, apart from, the odd political joke or whatever, we try to remain apolitical on this. I don't feel that this is political. I believe that this is more important than politics. And because it was so important, I feel that I needed to come and say something in this middle bit to show our support for the movement. But anyway, yes, there's so many other things we could say about it. I apologise to everyone for this not being better prepared or better said. I hope everybody understands our sentiment. The world should be free of racism. It should be free of prejudice. Racism should not be a debate. This is something that we can and should get rid of in our generation, in our lifetime. But anyway, yes. I obviously, if you have listened to all of that, thank you very, very much for listening to my muddled ramblings. This is going to be a really weird, stark return to the next bit of the episode. We really hope that you are enjoying this campaign. It is getting really, really close now to its sort of conclusion. I think that there's probably another 4 episodes or so left after this. So hopefully you're really, really enjoying it. Please let us know on social media if you are. Like I said earlier, it's really, really great to hear from you guys. One massive final shout out and thank you to Simone Green and Norman Lambert. They are at Art and Insanity and Thick Daddy, respectively. They have been our biggest fans from the start, and we love you guys. We are really, really thankful to have you. Honestly, we could not have wished for better fans when we first started this. You guys have just been absolutely wonderful, so thank you so much. I think when we started this, we never thought that we would have people that would be willing to actually do mid bits for this episode, for like episodes in the podcast. So yeah, thank you very, very much. Anyway, I will leave you guys to the rest of the episode. Please enjoy, and please remember, Henry loves you. Bye bye. That brings it round to Maximus's turn. Mm-hmm. He sees you. Well, doesn't see you. He feels you cut him up with your sword.
Yeah.
But you can see this sort of panic look come over his face as he almost realizes this might be his last chance. And you see as he rolls away from you and opens fire on Minimus. Mm-hmm. He is going to be making a good roll against him. He's at medium range, I said. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I know.
So the man
he's so desperate.
He's just desperate to avenge his family. This is a good man.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I'm just trying to put him out of his misery.
Yeah, this is a bit.
It's a bit wrong.
I'm questioning him as
there's
morals
a 50% chance that this is the person I've got to kill, and I'm going to take that chance.
And there's a 90% chance I'm giving you conflict at the end of this.
But we can also negotiate.
You don't know who you're trying to kill.
Because this guy just wants to kill this other guy, and I reckon.
And partly because he's a nice man.
And I reckon after.
I have zero evidence to say that he is. Cut back to when I spoke to him, and he was very clearly a nice man.
I reckon after he done this is his life's mission complete. And he'll be like, I don't give a shit about this competition because my family is avenged. I can go in peace and like live out my days as a wee farmer somewhere or whatever. I reckon we can negotiate with this man.
But I think before you kill Maximus, I think you can be, don't worry, I will avenge you. And then
kill
him.
Wait, can we hear all this on the comms? Do we know what's going on?
Oh yeah, the combeat's still on. On speaker.
I think we'd said that we threw it into the middle and it's just on speaker.
Yeah.
So we're hearing all of this.
You're just hearing slicing and blaster fire.
We're like, fuck, he's gone early.
Oh, I found it. Cool.
Uma?
What's it based on? Long-range weapon is on agility, isn't it? So you nerfed his agility.
Get wrecked.
And
get wrecked, Minimus. Maximus. I forget which one's which.
I forget who said on one.
Do I get conflict for killing the wrong man if I didn't know I killed the wrong man?
You'd get more conflict. Because you just killed someone regardless of finding out.
Look, let's not try and figure out how much fucked up stuff you're going to do this combat. Let's just figure it out at the end.
I'm trying to be nice, though.
See, it's the problem that you think this is the nice thing to do.
Doing the right thing.
This is why your character's conflict is quite low.
Okay.
It's actually not that low
At the
because
moment.
I was a
Well,
really
yeah.
nice person last session.
Maximus, like, as well as he can, sort of jumps away from you to short range, keeping himself at medium range to Minimus. He opens fire with his blaster rifle, dealing quite a lot of damage, and it hits Minimus in several of his armor plates across his body, knocking him to the ground. He appears to be quite badly injured.
Okay. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Or is it 3?
Minus 1, that's 3 quick maths. Everyday man's on Mustafa. Smoke Anakin.
Get wrecked, bitch.
This brings it round to Minimus's turn. You see as he puts away his blasters and then rubs his hand along a knife, you can see it leaves an ever so slight green glint to it as he does. He jumps forward and attempts to stick the knife into the side of Maximus.
Why did this guy kill his family? Was it like a job, or just because he felt like
God, I didn't.
He never asked.
I never asked.
it?
It did. I was more interested in the drama.
More interesting.
That
creating
is
more
central
drama.
to the drama.
I know.
We're on the speakerphone like, ask them why! Ask them why!
Can I use force heal to keep them alive long enough to understand why this all happened?
Talker, do you know what's going on at all? I can't hear. What's happening?
They're fighting and I joined in. I
Why?
tripped.
Which
They're
is the one?
fighting.
Which is our target?
I don't know.
Fuck!
Right, you two fighting. Excuse me. What are they called? What are they called?
Maximus and Minimus. I
Aye.
don't know which one's which.
Which
They're about the same size, which makes no sense.
are you each other's targets?
No, they have beef. I spoke to them earlier.
They have.
One of them killed the other one's family. Once again, I don't know which one's which.
Which? Oh, okay.
I'm on the side of Minimus, I think.
Why?
Because I think he's the one with the dead family.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I think I've seen Gladiator. I'm pretty sure he's not.
I've seen this ancient movie in the archives.
Yeah, I remember. Didn't he fuck his sister?
Oh, that's pretty fucked up. Who would do that?
Really?
That would never happen in this universe.
That's such a good movie.
Oh my god,
I
imagine
wanna
kissing your
watch Gladiator.
sister. Ugh.
They didn't know.
I want to watch Gladiator again.
Just like
That's such a
Did
good
Luke
movie.
get conflict for kissing his sister?
Yeah, that's why he almost turns to the dark in 6.
Ah, makes sense. I want to go through the movies now and be like, got conflict for that?
Yeah. And see if Anakin does rack up enough conflict to fall to the dark side. Probably not.
He did kill a lot of children.
Yeah, I know, but you fell to the dark side before that.
Okay.
Killed Mace Windu.
I mean, that's just a crime against humanity to touch a hair on Samuel's head.
He didn't have any.
Exactly.
Minimus leaps forward and bats the gun away from Maximus, pointing at him, grabs him by the collar of his armor and slides the knife between 2 plates of his armor and straight into his gut. He successfully does some damage that I haven't figured out yet.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, go on then.
Now, I'm going to do something on my turn that will surprise and shock the audience.
Are we there
Get another
yet?
attack.
I'm going to stab Minimus.
Oh my god.
It's like I got to be fair.
Can't get conflict if I didn't choose a side.
Or you get double conflict.
No,
from
that
having
shouldn't be
from
how
just
it works.
Aimlessly chopping people in pieces.
I am a mediator in this conflict.
Vicious 5.
Vicious 5 means that if he gets a crit, he adds 5.
Okay, that's cool.
What,
I
50?
thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
So you can instantly kill people with that, I think.
Yeah, because you get 100 on the dice.
150 will be murdered.
Minimus jumps forward and slides this knife into Maximus's gut. This deals a fair bit of damage, and you can see that Maximus is barely stood on his last legs now. He now has to resist the poison, the neurotoxin that is taking over his body.
Fuck.
So he has to perform a resilience check. Can somebody tell me what the fuck that relies on?
Resilience replies on Brawn.
On Brawn.
Brown.
Brown.
Plot twist. I was not expecting that one.
Well, if you'd seen Gladiator, you'd knew it was.
Such a shitty
Actually, it's
movie.
not poisoning Gladiator. It's just a nice stab wound.
I mean, I was more meaning that brawn relies, resilience relies on brawn. But okay.
Yeah, Brawn's like physical strength. And,
Have you seen Gladiator, Connor?
I have. I was far too young to understand what the fuck was going on. I'm pretty sure I slept through 90% of it.
It's a really good movie. The fight scenes in it are class.
It's Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Crowe. Ridley Scott directed it. It's got actually quite. It's got I can never say his name correctly. That's really bad of me. Dijon Houston, the guy who was also a Gladiator. He plays Russell Crowe's good friend or like supportee in it. He's in a lot of stuff actually. He's kind of like sort of minor roles, but he's really good in everything I've seen him in.
Maximus is able to resist the neurotoxin. You see as he
Fuck.
sort of like beats his hand against his chest, pushes Minimus away from him, and like goes into some sort of rage mode.
Super
Oh,
He does not get hurt by the poison this turn, and does not need to check against it unless he comes into contact of it again.
that's mad.
Wow.
That's cool.
His
God,
anger
this-
forced out the poison. That's
Yeah.
mad.
This is some serious drama.
You guys,
Can I-
arrive.
I'm giving.
We're sitting in the we've moved HQ to one side. We're sitting in the ventral cannon cockpit with the popcorn.
with the popcorn. Cool.
Genuinely, you guys can just watch. They're
You
gonna kill
guys-
each
What's
other,
gonna
and
be
I'll,
like?
I'll clean up.
Huh?
Fair, fucking enough.
I don't think we need to get them to pilot away the ship. I think that's quite safe to be. We should go down there. We need to go down there.
I mean, I'm
I'm
kind
going
of enjoying it so far.
If you want to come and watch, I don't mind.
I'm
It's going pretty well. I've taken no damage.
gonna go down there.
Woody brings talking some more popcorn.
Sweet. Okay, so Tokrin's staying up. Luna, you're heading down.
I'm going down.
Right. You're currently at long range away from them, where you've got the ship. If you jump down, you'll be at long range away from them. Either you can stay in the air or in your jetpack, but you can move closer to them.
Can I try and move my jetpack and just sort of shout to try and see if I can get their attention to get them to stop? I'm gonna say take that as likely as a no,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say I'm gonna try.
Give me a check to see. It's going to be against 3 purple.
Ooh, spicy.
Thruple.
But I want you to give it some sort of negotiation check or something that you think you're good at to try, or charm check or something to try and get them to stop.
I don't speak a lot to people.
You can try and stop them.
You got decent negotiation. You got 3 on it.
I've got two things. I don't want to. I just kind of want to see what's going on. So, because I don't know what's happening. I don't know who I should be killing at the moment.
Both.
We're so bad at killing people. We just try and get out of it at every opportunity.
Because
You do.
like I don't know why people entered this competition. Like people entered it for serious reasons, and my dad wouldn't be proud of me if I went around killing
You
everyone.
fucking would.
Because you saved his life.
He wouldn't
Your dad would be proud of you because he's an imperial senator, but your daddy.
My daddy wouldn't be proud of me killing. He didn't raise no one. He didn't raise no murderer. He raised someone with good
He
morals.
Raised a pirate.
He raised a pirate. Pirates of the Caribbean pirate.
Exactly.
Still not very good.
Good in my head. Oh, okay, I'll fucking take that.
My head.
Oh no, that one. I got 2 successes and 1 disadvantage
Right.
with charm. Sorry.
Give me a highs or lows.
Highs. Because I'm high in the sky.
Okay.
Sorry, I find
Which
that
of these
funny.
guys do you like more, Maximus or Minimus?
I don't know. I was kind of wanting to figure that out
They know nothing.
when I was down here.
I know, but give it to me now.
What does it look like?
Roll, flip one of
Maximus
these.
and Maximus is. They both look like. Well, one looks like Russell Crowe, and the other looks like Joaquin Phoenix.
I'd like the one who's
But
Russell
like
Crowe.
young Joaquin Phoenix, when he looked like he's probably a paedophile.
I'd like the Russell Crowe look at one then,
Okay.
on that basis.
You shout over to them. Neither of them really stops what they're doing, but Minimus is distracted by you, giving an advantage to the next attack against him.
Yeah.
I
'cause
did a
that-
good thing!
I
The fight
attacked
doesn't
him.
stop, but Minimus is distracted by the sexy blue armored angel that's come from the sky. Uma, it's your turn.
I would like to step up to Minimus, aim and stab him with my
Maximus
sword.
is just going to be so confused.
This is such a fucked up fight.
Please attack Minimus.
Cool. So I get an extra advantage, yeah, and I aimed, so I get 2. And
Also, I've forgotten the last one, but please put a black die in. They're both wearing armor.
all right, cool.
Woody hands talking a Jabba Juice.
From last campaign.
Can you bring down HK? I feel like he'd want to, like, may as well.
Actually, my plan is to actually try and fix that now. When it comes to my turn, it's going to take far too long. We're going to try and do something.
While you're drunk on Jawa, just
Right.
Do you know, I think I've got some relays in my room.
That works out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes and a single disadvantage.
5 successes and
Yeah.
a single disadvantage.
Ooh,
Yeah.
mamma mia.
So that's going to be 13 damage. With 4 soak ignored. Can I decapitate him?
This has been such a fucked up fight.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You bring your sword around and sever Minimus's head from his body.
Yeah. I think
The
give a thumbs up to
disadvantage-
Maximus.
The disadvantage is
Mm-hmm.
that the head subsequently hits you in the head.
Ah, fair.
And
Yeah.
you suffer 1 damage.
I'll take it.
Minimus is-
Talking looks so down over the person that Uma has just severed, and then just like shakes his head, downs his drinks, and goes and walks up and goes off to his like tech cupboard to try and find the missing part that he needs to fix the. And very disappointed.
Minimus's body, now more red than white, falls to the ground. His blood continues to like flow and steam off the ground. I forgot to mention it's 66 degrees where you guys are at the moment.
Oh, I'm going to
And
be
is that
very
so
warm.
that right?
That's Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Yeah, not fucking height.
But you
Fucking
guys,
Fahrenheit.
yeah. So it's like the blood steams and like solidifies as it effectively touches the ground.
Oh, dang.
Maximus is stood next to you. He sees the body of the person he had told you explicitly to let him kill in front of him. And next to your side, you hear a little red beep 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 beep.
Oh, so you killed the wrong person.
Oh, shit.
I turn to Maximus like, got him.
Can I come down to the ground, please? Please.
Maximus rolls to his side.
I was gonna say, can I put a hand on his shoulder? Like, I'm glad I was able to help you.
You put your hand on his shoulder. He looks you in the eyes, and then as you look, you feel him move, and as you look down, you see the greenish blade that's now in his hands moving towards your abdomen.
Okay. I have 2
Hold
defense, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm shooting him. If I can see that. Oh, shit.
Right. Uma,
Yes.
you feel this blade pierce you not once, but twice.
Shit.
Okay.
Both dealing critical hits.
Fuck.
Sucks.
Can I shoot him yet?
No. I'm gonna need you to start off. Make 2 resilience checks against 2 purple.
Okay. First one is 2 failures, but 2 advantages.
Ho ho ho.
2 failures and 2 advantages.
Yeah.
And your second one?
And the second one
I see you're a man of culture there.
is 4 successes and a disadvantage. So can I average that out to a single advantage?
You suffer 1 strain and 5 wounds, ignoring all soak.
Okay. That's fine. I can take it. Can my advantage be that I drag him to the floor as I fall? I fall on him and make him easier for Luna to shoot.
We'll come to that at the end. We can just we'll revisit that at the end because he's
Cool.
got some damage and critical hits to do
Yeah,
against you.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we're going to do because this is really 1 attack. I'm only going to do the damage of 1 attack and we'll deal the 2 crits that he got set.
Cool.
The damage.
Did you include my 2 defense?
I did.
Oh, that sucks.
This guy's a very.
Tolkien comes back from his toolkit and sees you both lying on the ground, dying, and it's like,
I see.
A lot happened.
he puts his hand up for another Jawa juice, which Woody gives him.
Woody's just like pouring it out of a tank that appears to be inside him. He's got like a wee tap on the side. Like
To make sure it's not the oil canister, and that,
about
mind
the
you, they're
size-
about the same.
He's about the size of a keg as well. So he's got some sort of secret Jawa juice compartment. It's probably just his oil supply.
Yeah, that's how we repurpose him once he finally pops his clogs. We just turn him into a Jawa juice keg.
It's what he would have wanted. It's what he would have wanted.
It's what he would have wanted.
It's the opposite of what he would want. I'm fine, right?
No,
Nothing happens.
So this damage is 7 damage, ignoring 2 soak.
I take 3.
7 wounds. So it's 3 wounds to you. And then I'm going to just quickly roll these critical hits.
Cool. I'm fine. It helps. My spleen's been needing taken out, and he does that.
The first critical hit is
spleen?
53.
I have 2, so you should add 20 to that.
You had 2 already?
Yeah.
So it's not 53, it's 73,
Cool.
which is hamstrung. The target loses his free maneuver until the end of the encounter. And that's a 2 difficulty purple.
Cool.
The second critical hit, as you now have 3,
Is a 31.
is 53. 53.
53?
Is that a bingo thing?
No, it's a Hot Fuzz reference.
53. Is that
Yeah.
from the montage?
No, it's like she's only she's only some age, but she's only 53. 53? No.
Is 53.
That's a really niche remembering like of that. That's quite
53 is
deep.
fearsome wound. So you're going to lose all presence, willpower, and all presence and willpower checks. Their difficulty is increased by 1 until the end of the encounter.
Cool.
So if the encounter ends soon, these won't affect you, but just keep a track of them so that we know, because we have to add all of them now onto
makes sense.
future stuff. So you now have 4 critical injuries in total,
Yes.
right? Right.
I'm fine. It's okay.
It brings it round to dead Minimus's turn. He bleeds.
His
Luna.
blood continues to boil.
Luna, you're currently at medium range to these guys at the moment.
Uh-huh.
Can you please tell me what you want to do?
I was gonna say your man's blood continues to boil, but not in
Yeah.
the way you would
My-
expect.
my advantages give Luna a bonus.
Oh, do they?
Maybe. If
So
James
you
is
knocked,
friendly.
we'll say, as you said, you knocked him to the ground. He stabs you, but as you sort of fall, you both go to the ground. Both of you will require a maneuver to get up, and I'll give you a boost. We'll give you a boost die against whichever one of them you want to attack, because Uma is being a bit of a twat.
I might feel so inclined.
But you'll get an increased blue, so 1 blue die extra against any attacks made against Maximus.
Sick. So yeah, I want to shoot Maximus because again, I don't know what's happening. I just presume that shit's
Yes.
fallen afoul and
I'm going to ask you to add 1 extra purple dice,
Of course.
as he's currently lying on top of Uma, and the shot between the two of them is a little bit more difficult.
cool. So I'll still be in the air, but I'm gonna aim. So 1 blue die there, plus advantage, and
Plus
then
3 purple.
plus 3.
And he has a black dice as well. Smashing.
Disgusting. Sorry
Oh, it's fine.
in advance.
Yeah, not great.
Not
The rolls
great.
haven't been great today.
The-
That balances out to a single
That
advantage.
kind of goes there, and that kind of goes.
Well, because that and that cancels out both of them. So it's a failure and an advantage.
A failure and an advantage.
Hi.
Highs or lows?
Oh no.
Lows. Fuck. Who do I shoot? Do I shoot both? I mean, I'm not. I'd be quite happy with that outcome, to be honest.
You said lows. I rolled a 1, which means you critically get it right.
Yes!
But I'm not going to give you... I'll give you an extra... So how many advantages did you get in total?
1.
1. So I'll let you have 2 advantages to play with, because you got that. Nice. You got 1. It won't make it... Critical highs and lows don't really exist, but I'll
wake
give you
me
another
up.
advantage. So you miss both of them. The
Okay.
shot won't hit anybody.
Right.
But you have 2 advantages to play with. We'll say that on this thing there's a small volcanic eruption, like a geyser, next to you, and with you in your jetpack, you're like swayed in the air as you make the shot, and it sails past both of them.
I'll take that.
Hitting
Minimus.
the ground behind them.
Oh my god!
Hitting Minimus.
Oh my god!
Just double tapping.
A little black armored thumbs up comes from Maximus.
God. Oh god. Okay, 2 advantages. What can I do with these advantages again? I've asked that every single time I have them. What can I do with
What
these
would you
advantages?
just honestly throw some sort of advantage you'd like to give you or your team, and I'll probably
That Uma doesn't have to maneuver, just get off. Okay. So is your man on top of Uma at the moment? He has
Yes.
So that Uma has like, I don't know, that your man just like falls off the top of Uma, so Uma doesn't have to like struggle to
So
get
as
him
the
off.
shot comes towards them, Maximus sees it coming and he rolls off the top of Uma, like evading the shot. It hits the ground behind them, which is also covered by Minimus's body. And but Uma no longer has Maximus on top of him,
Yeah.
allowing him. We'll say mechanically you can get up without a maneuver.
Cool.
Can you also just fight on the ground?
That's what I'm doing.
Nice.
I have a plan.
Wrestle. Stab
It's
him.
me next, right?
Yes.
Cool. I would like to.
No. Sorry. Technically, it's Tokrin next.
Right. Okay.
You're
Can
still
so-
watching and drinking Java.
I mean, you can stay. It's okay.
Can I have a look over at that? So I've got this new part that I've got from my room. Can I now try and like incorporate it into the thing to fix it HK?
You've got this new one in your.
So I went away to get the part that I needed
Yes.
to fix the
Yes, you found
HK.
something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
found
yeah.
it. Can I now try and attempt to put it in?
It's going to take an hour.
May as well start now.
Oh no! It's going to take 20 minutes because you
It's gonna
got
take
40
20
minutes into the process before you fucked everything.
Can it be that I just need to fit the thing in and then it like charges for 20 minutes or something? Can I just put it in and then just watch these guys?
I mean, you could just sit and watch. Yeah.
I want to make the check so I can get this to
you're gonna
work
do the
anyway.
check, but now that you've done a lot of the work already, I want you to give me a 2 purple check, mechanical check.
Right. Okay.
3. I gave you 4 last time, so it'll be 3.
But I'm gonna take black, another purple one because I have had 2 Java juices.
Convert one of those purple to a red.
And I'm getting some help from Woody.
Mm-hmm.
So I can
I mean,
convert
take-
one of those
a green
greens.
to a yellow.
I mean, in real life, you have had 2 beers, so you're playing this quite accurately.
Exactly. It also probably is the basis of this shit decision of not even getting involved in the fight.
Can I have a second beer?
Oh, okay. That looks good. No, that looks
Yeah.
pretty good.
They cancel out.
That's some good
Yep,
shit
they
right
do.
there.
That is a success and 2 advantages.
It works. Nice. You successfully get it right, and with minimal work, you can easily watch the rest of the fight whilst doing very minimal work to get this ready. By the time probably the fight is over.
Yeah, fair. Okay, no, I mean that's fine. I check I've got enough popcorn to keep me going, and I do, and I just keep watching.
As you turn HK back on, he's like, "Roids."
Oh my god, I want to have a conversation with HK.
HK's looking at Dan. He goes, 20 on the blue one.
I was like, HK, I want you to aim at. Uber. No. It's like, oh no, you can't aim yet. No, it's
No, as you say that, the whole turret starts to move. It goes click, 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 because he hasn't had quite fire yet.
Thank
Not
God.
quite fire yet, but he can move the turret. Click, 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 click.
He's gonna be so good. I'm so proud of
It's
him.
like, HK, I'm pretty proud that we've managed to give you your true function.
We can kill them now. Meat bags. Click, 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 click.
I'm just gonna let him click away.
He's having fun.
He's harmless for now.
Uma.
Cool. I would like to. On the floor, he's lying next to me. I kick across and straddle across him.
Ooh, sexy.
And then I'm going to roll, because depending on what I roll, depends on what I do.
You know no one's done that to him since his wife, right?
Yeah, I know.
What? Do what? Sorry.
Oh, is the dead one?
Oh, yeah.
Straddling him.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, right. Okay. So I've at this point I have discarded. I no longer have my sword in my hand, and I've flicked across, and I'm now straddling across his chest. And I have, doing an unarmed attack, I have got a critical hit.
Lovely.
With 1 success and 5 advantages. Okay? I want to
I've got something in mind.
sit on his chest, and I just want to be punching his face. Like, and
As
then...
you are sort of... You jump on top of him, you punch him repeatedly in the face, and then you take this moment, and in that moment he looks up, you dazed from his assault, and he's suddenly in a wheat field. And on top of him, he sees his wife. And then she puts her hands in the air and slowly brings them down towards his face. And suddenly the vision turns back into you. Your hands come down hard together and crush his skull.
Yeah. I was going to say, can I... Yeah. Because I've got, like, pretty heavy gloves on, I put my fist through his head to the floor.
To the floor,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, his last thought was happy.
Can I see what the crit does?
No, his last thought was his wife morphs into Uma while straddling him. And then everything went black.
He'll be reunited.
Does he have
with
any
them.
critical hits that he's taken?
Yes, one.
I got 100 for my critical hit on him.
Poor boy. I feel bad.
Crippled.
Really? You guys...
Well, he died. I don't think
I didn't. I thought that was a 9. I got 70 for his...
That's okay.
Yeah.
He died anyway.
Fair enough.
There's a moment of silence in Tokrin's brain as he watches this happen, or he's just very disappointed, and then the moment of silence fades back, and all he hears is click, 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 click.
I love the juxtaposition because in the ship it's just Tokrin chilling, and down here I'm imagining. I know it's not, but I'm imagining it's like muddy. It's raining, like water dripping down.
Raining
and
lava.
I like reach back and like scream to the sky like ah.
And then Tokrin's little cabin is like click, 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 click.
You have to admire his dedication. Like,
This is not how you imagined this fight ending out, was it?
No, not really. I thought there would be more of a discussion.
That went out the window.
HK looks at you and just goes, "He destroyed the brains. He learned that in the last campaign."
See, the discussion went out the window when I went ahead.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a really good point. You okay, you have successfully killed Maximus and Minimus.
I stand up, turn to Luna. It's like, drama sorted. Should we loot their ships?
Yeah.
Tokrin imagines how many conflict he gains from that, James.
How much do I get?
I'm going to say that you're going to gain 3 conflict.
I don't take it. That puts me on 0.
Yeah,
Because I was in positive.
at the end of the day, you're still in this competition, but you kind of just attacked not knowing who the fuck you were meant to. So we'll give you 3.
I'll take it.
At this point, you're left in this scene with the 2 dead bad guys. I think you mentioned something about wanting to have a look. What did you say? You
Just
wanted
look
to
through their
at
ships.
Look through their ships.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that.
it can't hurt, yeah.
At this point, you guys are on the ground, stood next to their bodies.
Mhm.
That being Uma and Luna, and Tokrin, you're still up in the ship, sat in the gunner seat. Well, I suppose sat next to what is a strange amalgamation of droid parts.
Yeah.
You had some of his old bits sort of still left, but you've kind of created this weird amalgamation where he doesn't really have a lower half of a body. It's kind of like a box with his, like a weird, like maybe an old B1 battle droid torso and one of his old arms, and an arm from a loader bot or something, and you're all just sort of like amalgamation of droid parts to sort of wire him into a position on the turret. But you're sort of next to this, looking down at the scene.
So by the time if they're taking, 15, 20 minutes to go and have a look through these ships and whatnot, by the time they're back up, HQ will be all wired in.
So he's now sort of pretty much functioning after the end of that fight. We're going to say that, I know the rounds take so much time, but this is sort of like a weird, slow fight. And people have been saying things in between, so it's sort of like been going on for a bit longer. He's now seems to be pretty fully functional. As you guys walk towards the ships, you hear a massive explosion behind you.
Wonderful.
Tokrin, the ship rocks violently as you hear 2 large explosions reverberate through the hull of the ship. You guys turn around to see a X-wing flying down towards the ship, and it's fired 2 proton missiles or 2 proton torpedoes, which have successfully hit the dorsal surface of the ship.
What? What?
Right, how do I get Uma back on? Can I jetpack with Uma on back to the ship? Or...
The ship is rocked.
that's still
Woody attempts to try and take control of it again, but it is quite high up at this point as he backed away during the fight, and it looks like it might be too high for you to achieve with your jetpack. You're currently at like extreme range to the
Do
ship.
either of these ships that are on the ground look as though they
Can fly.
have good weaponry?
They both seem to have sort of pretty standard weaponry. They are... Let me quickly...
We could both take a ship.
Tokrin can take the. Oh, we can have 3
All
ships.
3 ships.
That's what I'm thinking.
3 ships. 3 ships. 3 ships. 3 ships. 3 ships. I think that's us deciding. It's gonna go so badly. Like
X-Wing.
Uma just lands in a fucking volcano.
Do we have any sort of like
We're gonna say
rebellion call sign things? Like, there's an X-wing.
Fuck, we're part of the rebellion.
We're part of the rebellion. We'd
Yeah,
be
what
like,
the fuck?
The
oi.
Rebellion's not the only people that have access to X-Wings. They're an older form of ship that there's footloads of them around. The Rebellion just has... They're pretty much what the Rebellion choose to use as their ships, though.
So the people that make X-Wings, other people can buy those X-Wings. It's not like it's an in-person in the rebellion that designed the X-Wing and is
No, they're an
Alright.
available starfighter that exists within the thing. The Rebellion just likes them for their versatility.
And so they've sort of become synonymous with...
With the Rebellion, yes. But at this point, you guys with the Rebellion that you know at the moment uses a complete mismatch of ships. They're not quite formed together enough
Right.
to have that proper armada yet, so...
Ah, okay, so we're not quite synonymous with X-Wings yet.
On the ground in front of you is a ship type, probably in better condition than you remember it, but a ship type that you'll probably remember. It is this ship. I believe it's called a G9 Rigger Light Freighter. This is the same ship that you guys...
Used to own.
Well, this is the ship that got Tokrin to Ryloth when he escaped there. Before he crash landed on Ryloth.
Yeah.
And it was fairly permanently... Well, you managed to repair it before you guys did so, when you guys first met, before you decided to repair Luna's ship and continue on in that.
Yeah.
So this is an old ship that you guys have recognised in the past.
It kind of looks
There's
like
that
an old school
on the
B-Wing.
ground. There is like an old school sort of B-wing. If anyone's seen the Clone Wars, it's the Twilight from the Clone Wars, and on the other, that's sort of on Minimus's side. On Maximus's side, you guys can see an old-looking Y-wing.
I get in the Y-wing.
Oh, a bomber.
I get in the Y-wing.
James recognises my confused face. He's furiously trying to find me a picture.
A
Oh,
Y-wing functions effectively as a bomber.
a bomb.
Yeah. So if you think of your X-wings as your
Oh my
Spitfires,
god, is that General
your-
Grievous's
Yeah.
with spinny wheel thing?
You guys used to own some of those.
Yeah, we did.
In an old campaign that we never recorded.
Did we?
Yeah, we
and the
did.
Y-wings are
We bought
effectively
them.
like Lancaster
We went and bought a
bombers.
bunch of stuff because we had so
They're
much money.
slower, less maneuverable. Well, they're
Okay.
relatively maneuverable, but they're bombers
Yeah.
form the format, and your X-wings are more like your fighter pilot planes.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
I get in the Y-wing. I get in the Y-wing. I get in the Y-wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to get in the Y-wing? Yeah. Luna, you're fighting a fight with the.
Can I
Your one's
use
actually got some space in it.
Can I use the weapons and stuff on that
So
one?
this has 3 guns on it, all of which are fired from the cockpit.
Happy enough, I'm going on it.
It's a sort of slower and less maneuverable ship, but it has more weaponry.
Cool. Oh, fuck it, I'll figure that out.
Right. We're all going to have to. You're flying the fucking. Tokrin. You're fucked.
I would say, like, as we see that, me and Uma obviously stand up, just start running towards the ships, come up to Tokrin, pilot the ship. 3 of us are going after him. We're gonna be the other 2.
I run towards the Y-wing. She comes up to Tokrin. I realise, shit, my com's on the floor. Go back, grab my com,
Yeah.
and then go to the Y-wing.
It's like that moment in, I think it's The Force Awakens when, or someone is, where, no, yeah, it is in Force Awakens, where Rey and Finn are like, Tokrin goes up to the board, it's like, I can do this, and we cut to Uma, who's like flying a ship for like the first time, and he's going, I can do this.
But wait a minute, can anyone shoot the gun on the ship?
HK can.
Oh,